Recently,
Like,
and
background?
yeah, I have completed masters in electrical and computers
Okay.
from Carleton University, Ottawa, Canada.
Okay.
I'm looking to learn for this PeopleSoft Finance because my Krishna is my cousin and he uses me this course
Okay.
so that he might help me to get a job after that.
Okay. So that is fine. And so did you work earlier?
No, I don't have any experience.
Okay. The financial side, do you have any exposure, like how the finance runs and all?
No, not much.
Okay. So let us start.
Yeah, sure.
So you're able to see my screen, right?
Yeah,
Uh, just, just give me a second. I will be switching
sure.
the mode.
Yeah, sure.
Enterprise resource planning. Enterprise
Okay.
resource planning is nothing but how efficiently you can plan your resources inside of your organization.
Okay.
How efficiently resources mean employees and
Okay.
infrastructure and the cash and
So everything
whatever
in
the
an
assets.
organization. Okay. Is
Yes,
that?
everything
Yeah.
which belongs to the organizations comes as a resource. How
Okay.
effectively you can do the management and how you effectively you can do the planning of your organization is nothing but an ERP.
Okay.
Okay. So as an organization, let's talk about a organization like Infosys.
Okay.
So if you want to operate Infosys, like let's say you are a CEO or a CFO of an organization, and
Okay.
an Infosys, what are the things you have to operate? So there are several things. Let's say what is the Infosys business?
Doing the project report kind of thing.
Exactly. So they are into the project consultation and then services and then as well as the implementation.
Okay.
So they will get the projects and they will recruit some people and they will uh, allocate these people to the project and then they will pay to these employees and then at the same time so they will receive some money from the customer. So whatever the money they receive and whatever the pay they do to the employee and other expenses, if you deduct it, it is their profit.
Okay. So this finance means it's everything related to the cash kind of thing.
Exactly. It's
Okay.
everything
The
related to the
financial of an organization, the total
exactly.
financial structure of the organization.
Exactly. So you will
Okay.
be knowing, let's say, how the Infosys is running internally, how their
Okay.
business is running. Say when they get some projects, how they are operating internally, and that is the business wise, and in terms of the system wise, how they are managing it. Let's say if you go to a bank and you will ask for an account as a customer,
Okay.
so they will
Yeah.
open your account. So
Okay.
opening to the bank and giving your ID proof and getting the passbook done and getting it to you and getting the respective approvals from the manager and all, issuing the ATM card, everything. This will be a business process. So this
Okay.
business process we have to maintain the same way in the system as well, right?
Okay.
So everything, whatever the business process you are doing, everything needs to be captured in the system.
Okay.
That is related to the banking. So when I talk PeopleSoft financial thing, every transaction related to the organization will be
Yes.
captured in the financials.
Okay.
And we have various verticals in a PeopleSoft. One is HRMS,
Yeah.
another one is a finance, another
Okay.
one is campus solutions, and another one is supply chain management. What
Okay.
exactly the HR?
It's
HR,
related to the payroll kind of thing.
exactly. So the
Human
HR talks
resource. Yeah.
about human resources. So it
Okay.
will talk about onboarding the people into the company. Like giving an employment opportunity to the people, and third, they're capturing their time, when they are coming, when they are going. So they can capture either using the timesheet systems, time trackers, or swiping machines, which can be integrated with the PeopleSoft, so that it will calculate the time reporting, and as well as absence management. So they will track the absence of the employees. So whenever you are absent or not, they can track it up. And then at the end, the processing the payroll every month. If it is in India, it is every month. It will change based on the geography. If it is in India, it will be every month. If it is in US, it is a bi-weekly. That is a payroll process. And then after that, the end of the story is Form 16. If it is in India, it is a Form 16. Here in US, it is a W2 forms. So we have to give certain tax forms to the employees. So you can generate the tax forms from the system and you can give it to the employees. At the same time, you can submit the same document to the government. Now, this is the HRMS. This is particularly talks about the only the employees. It does not talk about the projects. It only talks about the how you can manage your resources internally. That's it. And coming to the finance will be having various modules. So each one is, first one is projects. What is a project? Let's say you are Infosys and you got a project from a client called Apple. Let's say Apple is one of your client. So Apple is willing to release iOS 11 version. So that implementation activity Apple has outsourced to Infosys.
Okay.
And Apple asked for 50 employees for that project operation. So, and Apple specified that these are the list of activities needs to be done in my project, and this is the duration of the project, and how I want this many resources, and I'll pay like you. I'll this many resources. So these all things I'll capture in the projects module, and then contract module. So there is another module called a contract. The contract in the sense, so it is basically the agreement between your client and you. That means in this example, Infosys your organization, that means you, and Apple is your customer. So, and what are the terms and conditions? Terms and conditions is nothing but when is the contract date, contract is going to start, what are the conditions for the contract, how many guys are working, and what is the services that we are providing to the Apple, and then what are the rates? Rates in the sense, for example, so Infosys may charge Apple in a different way. Let's say for a project manager, Infosys charges like a $150 per hour. Senior developer, $120 per hour. Developer, junior developer, $100 per hour. That is the billing rates. There are two types of contracts basically. So one is T&M, what we call it. That means time and material. That means how many hours your employees works for that project, that many hours Apple pays. That's it.
Okay.
And there is a fixed contract. Fixed contract is nothing but I don't bother how many employees are working. I don't bother
How long it will take?
how you are spending and all. So what I only bother is, so I will give a specific time. Let's say I'll give 1 year of the implementation time. I will give some budget. I'll say 1 million USD is my budget. So you have to execute the project within 1 million USD. The project duration is 1 year. I don't bother. You keep 1 resource or 10 resource. I don't worry. I want my product output. That is a fixed contract, what we call it as.
Okay.
And so in everywhere, so all amount we will not pay in a single shot. So you give some work, based on the work you execute, I'll pay to you. In the 12 months contract, I have given an agreement, for example, 1 million USD, So I'll not pay you all together in a single shot. Let's say I'll
Right
pay
now you're speaking about the fixed thing or the regular T&M?
both the things.
Okay.
Okay. So whether it is a fixed, whether it is a time and M. Time and M means what you do, you submit your timesheet. So the department, finance department takes your hours and they will calculate the amount. Let's say you are one of the resource and you work this month. So you work only, let's say 100 hours. So they will take your 100 hours from your timesheet and into $150. Let's say you are a project manager. So 100 into 150, 15,000 USD. They will bill it to the customer. Like they will take all the employees data, timesheet, as per the billing rates, they will calculate the amount and they will do the things. And they will send the invoice. So in the T&M, and that means time and material. So how frequently we do? So how frequently we submit the timesheet in an organization?
Monthly or the bi-weekly?
Monthly or a bi-weekly. So based on the timesheet that you receive, you will process the billing thing. So even if you're working for a consultancy, first they will ask you to provide the timesheet so they will send it to the client. So the client will pay to you, then they will process your payroll. True? In consulting, if you're working for a consultancy, the same way it happens in the organization also. So they will send these hours to the client from the billing modules. That is the billing thing, what we call it as. And the same way, another way is I don't require hours and all. Nothing, I don't require anything. I just need the amount. Like 1 million is my contract amount. So that by 12 every month I'll pay you this much portion. So I'll generate invoice for that much amount. Let's say for 100K I'll generate invoice and I'll send it to the customer. So the customer will pay to me. That I do it from the billing system. So the next part is after I'll send the invoice to the customer will pay to me. Like I'll provide a due date to the customer. Like if you receive any mobile bill or internet bill, for everything there will be a due date. Like 15 days grace period, 30 days grace period and all. So like that I'll give a grace period to the customer so that he can pay me within that span of time. So in that span of time, I'll receive the money and I'll make an entry in the accounts receivable module. So this entry, all this entry, the billing entry, AR entry, everything, all the modules entries, I will send it to a module called a general ledger. So I'll talk about the general ledger later, so don't bother about that one. And then, so this is a one name. If you observe this cycle, so whatever the cycle I said, this what we call it as a order to cash management cycle. And so did you see any expense in this cycle?
Expenses?
Did you see any expense in this cycle? Are we paying to any person?
I didn't understand what cycle. I didn't understand it. Can you repeat this again?
Did we see any expense in this flow?
Are you talking about the figure in the screen or just telling generally?
In general, so I explained the process, right? Contracts, projects, billing, AR. So these four I explained, right? In this process, did you observe, is my organization paying anything outside?
No.
I'm just receiving the cash.
Yeah.
Right? This is order to cash.
Paying to the customers within the company.
Paying to the
paying to the workers who are working within the company.
Yes.
Not the outside.
That I do. Yeah. So that I do in a payroll thing. So that is a different thing. So apart from that, I'm not doing anything. I'm just receiving the cash from the customer.
Client, yeah.
So I'm ordering for the cash. Like this is the incoming money and the outgoing money. So that what we will call it as a procure to pay. So what is the outgoing money? Like let's say payroll.
Yeah.
Payroll is the outgoing money. So you have to pay to the employees, and as well as you have to purchase some laptops on top, and you have to rent an office, or you have to rent some transportation things, and you have to pay the bills for your electricity, etc., etc.
Yeah.
So this, what we'll call it as a procure to pay. In the procure to pay module, we have a purchasing, and then accounts payable, and then general ledger. So now let's say, so the flow wise, let's say uh, you are an employee, you joined in a Infosys.
Okay.
Now, so Infosys said like you have to work for an Apple project. Now, so you need one laptop. What you do? You will raise a request with the admin, like I need a laptop, right? So this request is nothing but what we call it as a requisition. And if the company is having a laptop, they will give it to you. Else, if they don't have a laptop, they have to buy it from the outside. So once, if they don't have a laptop, what they will buy it from the outside. How they buy it from the outside? Like let's talk like a eBay. So if you want to buy a laptop, you will go to the eBay and you will order it online, and then you will receive it. The same way, what the organization does is, so whenever they want to buy something, they will release a purchase order to the vendor. Vendor means whoever is selling the product is nothing but a vendor. So I will release a purchase order to the vendor. Once after vendor receives that purchase order, he will send the laptop to you. That is nothing but what we call it as a receipt. So once after receiving the good, I'll create the receipt in the system, and I will inspect the receipt, whatever the receiving thing, whatever the things I got it, I'll just inspect it. Once after the inspection is done, so along with the laptop, but say this customer is like this vendor is, I know very much. So vendor said, boss, you can pay me after 1 month. I don't have any issues because you are a well-reputed company. I can give you 1 month of time period to you. Then what we do is, so we receive the laptop. Along with the laptop, we will receive an invoice. So from the customer, from the vendor.
Okay.
So this invoice I have to pay. So it is an invoice for the customer. Means whoever is sending it, right? For them, it is an invoice. For you, you have to pay. In this case, it will become voucher for you.
Okay.
So you will create a voucher in the system, and today I will create a voucher in the system in the accounts payable module, and so he has given 30 days due period. So I'll pay to them after 30 days using the accounts payable system.
I have a doubt.
Yes.
You said earlier that you have to release the purchase order to the vendor before ordering the thing. So what exactly contains in the purchase order?
Purchase order is nothing.
Just the details of the product, or else
Exactly. What exactly you wanted? So like
okay.
I say IBM laptops, I want a 10 piece.
Oh, okay.
And the price. So the price, this is much. I discussed with the vendor, and I decided like each piece is like $800 US. So 10 into 800, 8,000 USD. PO I'll give it to the vendor.
Okay.
And then accounts payable module, so you will pay to the vendor in the module. So like this is the one of the example. So like this, you will pay to the any person, whatever the things you want to pay it, you will pay it through this accounts payable module. And some companies, what they do is, they'll create employees as a vendors, but there will be no PO. So they will just pay to the employees using the accounts payable module. In case if they don't have a payroll module. Now, whatever the things are there, they will sell it to the GL module. So this expense, all this expense, they will send it to the general ledger module. Once after sending it to the general ledger module, what they do is, so now, the earlier what the data we have sent to the GL module,
Everything purchase order, vendor, vouchers, everything related to it.
yeah, before that,
Before that, the client pays for the
yes.
contract.
Now, so GL is the place where I have all the transactions. So I
Okay.
don't need to go anywhere else now.
It's
So everything is
in,
sitting in the
it's
GL.
in part. Is it?
Yes, exactly. Everything is sitting in the one place folder called the general ledger. So now advantage for me is, now if I want to take profit and loss report of organization, do you have to visit all the submodules,
No, just we need to go to the GL.
right? So turnover and all, gross income, gross profit and loss, everything will be sitting in the GL module, and I can go over there and I can get the things.
Okay.
So this is the whole cycle of the finance, what we are going to discuss in our training program.
Okay.
And HR, finance, and then supply chain management. The supply chain management is nothing but, let's say, how you manage your internal assets. Like assets, company will be having some assets, company will be having some inventories. Inventory is nothing but, like company is having some cars and all, cars, buildings and all,
Okay.
and some other items. So that is nothing but a inventory. So what we'll call it as a, so that we will maintain into the supply chain management module. So this is about the overview of it. And then, so this coming to the evolution process. So initially we have a MRPs, that is which is intended for the manufacturing sector. Now we are into the extended ERPs and then cloud based. So the current trend is the cloud based. Everything is moving to the cloud. Even PeopleSoft is also sooner is moving to the cloud based. So MRPs intended for the manufacturing sectors, and then ERP is like a two-tier architecture. That means client and server. Extended ERPs is nothing but, it is a three-tier architecture. It's a client, server, web. So what is the difference? What is the difference between the two-tier architecture and the three-tier architecture? Let's say if you are using some applications, what example I can give?
So in the 3-tier we can view anytime the current status of the process, like that.
Here is nothing but, for example, in your application, let's say you do some installation in your machine. So when you do the installation some machine, only through your machine you will be able to modify the things. If you see the old applications, you can modify the things only in your machine itself. You cannot access that things using the web browser. But that means in the PeopleSoft also, earlier days, it is a kind of a tool where you will access, like some kind of pop-up windows comes in the system, like MS Office. Let's say MS Office. If you install the MS Office application will open, and you can do the things like MS Word, MS PPT, things and all. That is a client and server approach, what we will call two-tier architecture. The same thing, can you do in the three-tier?
Yeah, we can do
it. MS Office, can you do in the online using the web browser without having the tool installed in your machine?
Yeah, we can do that.
How you can do that?
Means we can access third-party applications like that?
Yeah. No, I'm just, don't talk about that.
Okay, we can't do that. Without having the software, we can process the application files.
Right. But do you aware of the Google Docs?
Yeah.
So in a Google Docs, using Google Docs, can you create that?
The regular document?
Google Docs.
I never use it, but I just have an idea about the Google Docs.
Yeah, Google Docs means if you want to create Word file, you can create it using the web browser. So you don't need to have this one installed in your local machine.
Okay.
So that is the difference between the 2-tier architecture and the 3-tier architecture.
Okay. So the files which are created by the PeopleSoft, so the people can access to the third-party web browser. Okay.
Exactly. So they can. So earlier days they have to install a tool in their machine. Now, so like it is like this. For example, you have a PDF file in your local machine. So if you want to view the PDF file, you have to install the Acrobat
Reader, some PDF readers.
right? So nowadays, the Gmail itself, if you click on the preview,
Yeah, it can open the PDF.
it will show you in the web only. But if you download and if you're trying to see it, it will not show because your system is not having it.
Yeah.
Right?
So
how
the browser is supported.
So that is a Google Docs thing. Browser is supported. So that is nothing but a 3-tier architecture, what we call it as.
Okay.
So you can access your application using the web.
Okay.
And then these are the some and the benefits and all. Let's say if I want to, whatever the functionality I said, if I want to implement, means like Infosys is a software company. So this is the product from the Oracle. So why can't they build their own product? They can do that. So whatever the things I said, so they can do it, right? They can implement, right?
Yeah. Without
But
having the product, they can't implement it.
Sorry?
What is it? Can you repeat it again?
So the functionality I said, like order to cash management, procure to pay cycle. The functionality I said. So they can, Infosys can implement the same functionality using Java or .NET. Correct?
No, they need this tool to do that thing, to process.
So you know the business. When you know the business, you can design an application in the Java or .NET. Correct?
Okay. Yeah.
Not only PeopleSoft, you can do it in the Java or .NET. But why the people will go for the ERP product? Why can't they do it themselves? Because the reason is it will take a lot of time to implement it. It's not like you can finish this product in a 5 days or like 1 year or 2 years. It will take years to implement. Because you have to consider the tax implication, you have to study the taxes, and you have to know the organization policies and all. So that
this is the tool which was well designed for the financial things. Is that?
Exactly. So this is the Oracle already built this tool. So you are just taking this product from the Oracle and you are doing some configurations pertaining to your organization and you are ready to go. So implementation of the PeopleSoft takes 6 months max to max.
Oh, okay.
So that is the advantage of ERP product.
It takes 6 months to install the product?
To implement the product, right.
Oh. Is it hard to implement? So why it's taking too much time?
Because when you are implementing it, so it's not only for the single location. Let's say like Infosys. So Infosys, how many locations it will be placed?
Oh, okay.
So it will be placed multiple places.
So they install into the entire server in a company?
Yeah, we will install the instance in the Infosys, but we have to implement each business unit. India once, US once, UK once, some other country once, like that. That means everything will take time. So you have to gather the requirement, right?
Yeah.
From the, it's not only the thing, the product, if you want to use it, you have to gather the requirement from the customer. What exactly you need it. And you have to make the system available according to the client need. That's what. And then the cost wise, benefits wise, production cost will be less and you can provide the better customer response and all. And the product cost and quality both are good. And so right now, so these are the ERP products that are in the market.
Okay. So among these products, which are most famous, like PeopleSoft? SAP, is it famous? I had many.
So right now we have a PeopleSoft, JD Edwards, Oracle, Siebel, SAP. So these are the main competitors among themselves.
Okay. So the company name is itself PeopleSoft, or it is developed by some other company?
Its company name itself a PeopleSoft, and it's
Okay.
acquired by the Oracle now. It
Uh,
got acquired by Oracle.
So still Oracle has its own product?
Oracle, you might be knowing Oracle apps,
Oracle apps, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Oracle apps, and then PeopleSoft, and PeopleSoft acquired JD Edwards. Oracle acquired PeopleSoft, so that Oracle is
the first two products are acquired by Oracle now.
yes, Oracle apps, PeopleSoft, JD Edwards, and then Oracle also acquired the Siebel.
Oh, okay.
So they have the 4 ERPs with them right now. So what they are planning to do is they are trying to take the best functionality out of all this product, and they are planning to create Oracle Fusion, which is Oracle Fusion.
Okay.
So which went for a task right now. So they released 2 versions of Oracle Fusion. It didn't work out as such. So last 2 versions. So they are implementing it from the last 7 to 8 years. It was a flop. The recent version is a flop. So another version, it will take 5 more years to come. 3 to 4 more years, I guess.
What's the exact reason for the flop? Because they are mixing all the best softwares available in the system.
The reason is whenever you are designing a product, the product should be in such a way that it should be superior than the existing.
All the products, yeah.
But if you compare a PeopleSoft and Oracle Fusion, and if I give it to you, so you don't know what is PeopleSoft, you don't know Oracle Fusion. I'll just give it to URL and I'll ask your experience. Which one you feel comfortable? Then the customer feels like a PeopleSoft is a comfortable compared to Oracle Fusion.
Oh, okay.
So that is the grabbing the audience is missing, and they are not able to implement the functionality correctly in the Oracle Fusion.
Okay.
And we have SAP. So PeopleSoft is good in HRMS and the financials, and the PeopleSoft is having lot of government projects in a USA and as well as Canada. It is more popular across the government sector of the USA and Canada. And Oracle apps is a popular at the Arab region. Like they are very good in the Saudi area. So Saudi, you can find a lot of opportunities on Oracle apps. PeopleSoft Financial, Oracle Apps Financials, SAP FICO, all these are same. Only the look and feel, what you see is the difference. That is only the difference you are going to see. Look and feel.
The purpose is same, and the design changes in the design.
Yes. Design change means for the end user, PeopleSoft is same. If you are finance user, PeopleSoft is same, SAP is same, Oracle Apps is same for you. But for the developer, it does make the difference.
Okay.
So what is the difference between the Java and .NET?
Sorry.
So syntax wise, it will make the difference. But if the customer sees something from the web browser, does customers knows whether it is done in Java or whether it is done in .NET?
No.
Customer don't know, right?
Yeah.
What he wants is the user experience. That's it. The same way, these are the various things. PeopleSoft, JD Edwards, Oracle, Siebel. So PeopleSoft is more popular across the USA region. Oracle Apps is more popular in the Saudi region, and as well as SAP. SAP is more popular in the Europe region. So this is the place. If you want to take one technology and if you want to check the opportunities, so let's say USA itself, PeopleSoft versus SAP. You can find the more opportunities in the PeopleSoft rather than SAP. You cannot find more opportunities because PeopleSoft is occupied with all of the government organizations. And then this is the right now we are on the PeopleSoft 9.2 version right now. So this is the
that's the latest one. So Is it the latest one? 9.1 is the latest one.
9.2.
9.2. Because it's
9.
almost 8 years old. So they don't releasing the next version, or it's
No, it's
9.2
not
is the.
years old. So
Okay.
that version wise I didn't mention. Actually 2007 PeopleSoft 9.0 was released, and then
Okay.
they released 9.1, and then they released 9.2.
Okay.
9.2 they have released 2 years back.
Uh,
Like, so they have a version internally. 6,
okay.
10.0, 8.0, 8.5, 8.6, 8.7, 8.8, 8.9, 9.0, 9.1, 9.2. The latest version of the PeopleSoft is a
9.2.
9.2.
Okay.
And then what this, so he's the founder, so Dave and Ken. So these guys were the founders of a PeopleSoft. The same guys. Actually, Dave is not interested to sell PeopleSoft to the Oracle. But what Oracle did is Oracle brought the remaining shareholders.
Okay.
So that is the reason Oracle acquired the PeopleSoft. Forcefully acquired the PeopleSoft.
Okay.
Now the same guy now established a.
Means if someone has to acquire a company, means how much percent of the shares they need? More than 50?
Yes.
In general,
51% they require.
51. Okay. Means these are the, yeah, as you said, these are the owners. So they
Exactly.
may have this more than the 50%.
Yes, they need to own 51% of stock.
Okay.
51% of 1% of stock, including shareholders. That means not the public, like whoever is the shareholders, right? So out of which the major shareholders will be the top level management. So they moved out of a PeopleSoft. He started a new organization called a Workday. You might be heard of Workday.
No. So it is also like PeopleSoft,
Like
or it's
PeopleSoft only. It is a cloud based.
okay.
And coming to the architecture of the PeopleSoft, so we'll be having 3 servers: one web server, application server, and the database server. So the application server is a place where you will write all of your programming, and the database server is the place where you will store all of your data. Let's say all of your financials data. So that will be stored in the RDBMS server. And web server is a place where you will access your applications, like a web browser or a mobile or some wireless device, PDA device or all. And it can be integrated with the enterprise directory. That is the LDAP process, what we call it as. LDAP is nothing but it's a single sign-on for employees. Single sign-on is nothing but
Like login?
login. So see, when you join an organization, they will provide one single user ID and password which work for all of the applications.
Okay.
Like email account, system user ID and password, whatever you're accessing company internal URLs, everything it will work. So that is nothing but a LDAP integration. So PeopleSoft supports that.
Okay.
And so these are the things: internet browser, web server, application server, and the database server. And these are the verticals, like CRM. CRM mainly intended for the call centers.
So these are the modules in the PeopleSoft Finance?
Verticals.
What does it mean by verticals?
So modules is nothing but inside of the finance, we said accounts payable, purchasing, billing, accounts receivable, contracts, project costing. So these are the modules, what we call it as.
Okay.
So these are the verticals. Whatever you are seeing over here, all these are verticals. CRM, supply chain, supplier relationship management, HCM, financials, campus solutions.
Okay.
And so this is like, so what exactly it is for the doing your business across the geography. Means let's say you have office in India, Canada, UK, US and all. You don't need to bother about the taxes and all. Like what is the tax over there, what is the tax here, what is the tax over there and all. So Oracle will take care of it. So they will take care of it and they will implement in the product. And some kind of a federal government things and all, you can keep monitoring it.
Okay.
So these are the modules which are there in the financials and supply chain management. And these are the set of clients from the PeopleSoft, like who are using the PeopleSoft right now.
Okay.
Some of
So
them.
these are the only companies using the PeopleSoft?
These are not only the company, these are some of them. Just for the representation, so I just
Okay.
clicked.
Okay.
So the career opportunity wise, so these are the places you can get the opportunities. One is North America, and that means US and Canada, and Bahamas also you can get, and Singapore and Australia, and as well as in India, and as well as in the France, especially the Paris area also, you will get the opportunities on a PeopleSoft. So it is mostly used in the technology driven companies like IT companies and the banking companies like Wells Fargo, Bank of America, and all these banks, Chase Bank. So all these banks are using the PeopleSoft. And the competitor is SAP. So right now they are from the Europe region because basically they are originated from the Europe. That's the reason why they are strong in Europe region. And the PeopleSoft is originated from the US. That's the reason why they are strong over here.
Okay.
And the sector wise, banking and technology driven, this is PeopleSoft. Manufacturing companies, like you might be knowing SAP MM. Did you heard of it?
No.
Material management.
No. No.
So that is for the manufacturing companies.
Okay.
And customer service and the CBEL.
Okay.
So that's it about the overview of the financials, so that we can start ahead and we can talk about the module wise functionality from tomorrow.
Okay.
So any questions you have?
Yeah, I want to know your name.
Yes, Sukhendra.
Sukendra?
Yes, Sukhendra.
Yeah, okay. So why you kept the D?
So that is my surname, Sukhendra Garlapati.
Okay, okay. So where are you from?
I am from AP.